Surviving Sister Wives contains adult content that may not be suitable for Latter-day Saints or sinners. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Sister Wives.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly, and this is Almost Married, Chapter 2, Part 2, Marching into Something Good.
Tell me something good. Yeah. Tell me that you like it.
The longest chapter.
It's very long.
We still didn't get through it. This is going to be a three-part ordeal.
At least 3, if not 4, you guys, because we've been breaking this up into basically like 10-page chunks, trying to stay there, like 10 to 12.
It's just so hard to stay on top of all the lies.
Well, we're going through the notes and like the notes that we're making. And then once we hit like a page and a half, 2 pages, we're like, we could talk about this for an hour. Mm-hmm. So we have to be careful not to get too overly involved. It's
also like a very slow read for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm Googling things. I'm trying to cross the timeline and then listening to voicemails, and I'm trying to do a full investigation sometimes off of one sentence.
It's a lot of fact checking that needs to go into this, which, okay, last week, catch up for anybody who missed it. If you're just dropping in because you're like, what the heck is this? Somebody's doing catfish investigation. Yes, we're in the midst of it here. And this is just another way to kind of explore all this. So just friendly reminder, catching up from where we've been so far. The catfish is a liar, you guys. So I love that people are invested in this, that people are reaching out. And then, you know, with like how there was the kicking in the stomach, kneeing where the baby was, sort of incident from last week. And people are like, well, that could have been from Mary had, a miscarriage, and that could have been that. No, guys, the catfish is full of shit. There's a lot of lies. There's a lot of untruths, not truths.
I'm getting really frustrated with the catfish because they are being very careful as far as like timing goes, where I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to catch them in something here. And then I go to look it up and I'm like, sorry, I scared Maisie. I'm like, they already knew that was what somebody was going to do.
People were going to check. So just friendly reminder that yes, there are people, we go through this in every chapter. We will continue to, where we're calling out the bullshit as we see it too, where it's just like, this doesn't make sense. This feels fake. Even just reading it, whenever it shifts into telenovela sort of fan fiction dialogue, like you can read bad fiction and then it's like, oh, that's what that is. This is somebody who's not used to writing.
Yeah. Or whenever they like really want to make sure that you're getting the point that they were trying to make, they're like, can you believe it?
Anytime the narrator has an aside mention to the reader. So yeah, we'll call those out as we get to them here. But okay. So last week, I think we were catching up with, Mary was texting Sam some of that steamy dialogue that we were just talking about, where it's, oh, is this some devil tempting us? We must not succumb, because that's how Mary talks on the show all the time, you guys. She says shit like that, you know, just right out the gate. That's Mary. That's what she does. Yeah, like nothing else. But okay. So all things aside, she's deep in the web here, which, again, the timeline, I would say, bullshit. That's bullshit, too.
It's been 5 days from where we left off midway through this chapter.
Not even 5 days into this relationship. So people who are like, oh, I think Mary could have fallen for it. Maybe for some of the, oh, I love you so much.
I think
like
she
that
liked
sort of
being
stuff.
love bombed.
I think she did like that part of it. But like, meeting up in person less than a week after at Disneyland? Okay,
that's going to be the bulk of what we get through today.
This is some bullshit here. Because, yeah, basically Sam had texted Mary on March 5th, woke up in love, don't fall over, don't run away, breathe in my truth.
Breathe in my truth. That sounds like something Cody would say.
Breathe deep. Cody might be the catfish. Maybe.
That's been a theory out there.
It's a theory. So the love bombing continues in this section here. And what is this? This is just Mary arguing with Sam basically about how unlikable she is, how you will be repulsed by me very soon.
You will get tired of me.
You like it right now, but then I'm going to say something that pushes you too far, and then I'm going to be mean, and then you're going to hold it against me.
Yeah, they're also really trying to make this into a love story of star-crossed lovers who just, if they had met at a different point in time,
it would have been
things would be different.
It would have been perfect. Could have been such a romantic tale for the ages.
I also feel like it's, to your point, it's very King Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn love letters, you know? You will get tired of me or not having me. I wish we knew the future. I wish you could wait.
I wish you could wait until Cody dies or something.
What, like 50, 60 years?
He's planning a lifespan of 120 to 150.
All the supplements.
Ballpark. So you got a long time to wait here if that's your plan. If you're trying to outlive Cody Brown, it's going to be a tough one. It
is really irritating that he is getting fitter the older that he gets.
It's working, yeah. Unfortunately, he's trying to...
Again, he's sucking the life force out of Robin and into himself.
Yeah, and it's going double time for her as far as what it's adding for that. So, this is just... The catfish picked up on a little bit of Mary's unhappiness, her disdain for Cody, probably at this point in their relationship.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the bulk of like the beginning of this chapter is the catfish expressing their feelings to Mary about how into her they are. And then Mary not really completely confirming her feelings back. So the catfish is trying to like read between the lines with, I wish you could wait, meaning that Mary's unhappy and that maybe eventually she's going to leave the family so they could just wait out the clock, like you said.
And I guess that's the difference here too, of like calling attention to the fact that this is the catfish's interpretation of reading between the lines as part of these conversations. They don't have these conversations. Well, some of them they do, because then that was what the catfish has to always drop, like a vague threat as well throughout this, where like, oh yeah, most of our correspondence, we had a ton of back and forth on Twitter, but I deleted all that stuff, but I archived it first, so I still have it. And it's just like all of these little things where it's just, don't mess with me type of threats, veiled threats that are even just left here in the book too.
I'm sure there was a lot more stuff that the catfish could have dropped.
Well, I didn't realize that they were doing so. This was like public correspondence on Twitter back and forth, where it was just, they were basically saying like you could go back and see Mary's responses because then you won't see Sam's stuff.
That's convenient.
Right. Very strange. But
then it takes it completely out of context.
Yeah, you don't know what the responses are, but then maybe it doesn't look good. But I mean, for the archive purposes, you're not really seeing that.
I've noticed that. So I don't like that Sam is typing out their text conversations into the book, because if you're not giving me screenshots, I feel like I can't really trust that that's really how it went.
I'm not buying it. Yeah.
But I have noticed that in some of the things that Mary will say, there's like a little winky face emoji that's typed out. And that's something that Mary would use on Twitter in tweets that you can still see from that time period.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that that corroborates anything, because this is a person who professionally pretends to be other people. So they could easily have looked at something that, that's a trend in the way that Mary communicates in written form. And so let me just incorporate that into this, and people will look at that and say, well, yeah, Mary wrote that.
It adds validity without, actually sourcing credibility, basically, is kind of the way that this is. But all of this to say, like all of these correspondence, all of this direct communication back and forth, it's all just the catfish being like, hey, Mary, unleash your feelings. Whatever you're feeling right now, like, let me know, be open with me, be honest with me. Give me the ammo that I need to like destroy everything that's going on in your life. I need stuff to threaten you with, and I need things to manipulate you with. So you need to tell me things that are going on that you're dealing with.
Yeah, I'm also like very suspect of the speed that this relationship is moving at, even though we know it does move fast because it happens in 6 months, but this is like warp speed compared to the reality of the timeline. But I also am extremely uncomfortable with like, no, I forgot where I was going with that.
Oh, okay.
Hold on,
my
head is that Always Sunny GIF.
Yeah.
Where there's like all these maps and lines and things, and I'm trying to remember all of the information.
Yeah.
Oh, the voicemails. So tying it back to the voicemails, it sounds like the beginning of the relationship when Meri is calling Sam a lot. It's like Sam has been saying things like, oh yeah, like my life sucks. I'm really down. Like it sounds like she's worried that he might even harm himself. It's hardly the same stories we're getting of this whirlwind romance where we're like talking to each other from sun up to sundown and everything is, butterflies and hearts and unicorns. It does not feel like that when you listen to the voicemails. And also there's a lot of like baiting where the catfish is not answering the phone and Mary's getting more and more desperate to talk to them a lot of the time. And I'm sure part of the reason why they weren't answering the phone was because they liked getting the voicemails.
Right.
Because they're getting something indisputable. You're hearing Mary's voice, this before the age of AI, which I cannot imagine what this catfish is like with AI now.
Oh, well, and they did. Remember, because there was that TikTok account that was rehashes that they were playing Cody.
Toxicity.
Yeah, toxicity. That was playing Cody voicemails to Meri about just
yelling at her or whatever it was.
Ridiculous stuff.
Yeah.
Completely, as soon as we listened to it, we were like, yeah, that's fake.
I'm like really waiting for a new piece of like catfish evidence to emerge.
We talked about it.
Coming off I know we're covering this. I think some other podcasts are going to start. I think Amanda and Jody might be doing the book as well. I'm just wondering if it's going to reignite something for Jackie.
Keep an eye out.
To go out there and use the tools available to her now to bring the story back.
Yeah, it's a revival that's happening now for the catfish.
I'm ahead of you on that.
Yeah, so keep an eye out. Don't click on the links. Just be careful. Oh, Maisie's punching the mic. Careful.
These two very quickly form a dream of meeting in Disneyland.
Yeah, this is like the initial pitch. And we just kind of like shift gears around for stuff where it's like, that was an idea of like, oh, Meri's so depressed at this point, she believes that Disneyland is the happiest place on earth. That's how depressed she is. And that's where her head is at. Okay, so like that's going to give you a gauge of like, this is a problem.
Yeah, and the catfish is really trying to push a lot of this on Meri. We said that in the first part of this chapter as well, where they're trying to like blame a lot of the formation of the relationship on Meri kind of pushing things forward.
Right.
And they're doing that again with this idea of meeting up in Disneyland and that
it was Meri's idea.
It's Meri's idea and it's a public place. So like, nobody's going to suspect anything if we're seen out in public together. It's not crossing a line into the boundary of a fair area because we're not in a private place together.
Even though
we're not in a private place with our privates together.
We're not privately.
Which is where this chapter is going.
It's bonking privates.
Spoiler.
Okay. The other part of the love bombing that's happening here too is, aside from like these plans of meeting up and stuff, which absolutely was not happening on this timeline that is being presented in this book. This is ridiculous. Because we're talking about March 6th, Sam sent Meri a love letter. But it sounded like he took a picture of a letter and then texted it to her.
Yes.
But you didn't actually like mail the letter then?
Well, how is he going to mail it? Well, I guess not.
Mail it to her address.
Cody's not taking the mail in for her.
Mail? No.
He's not taking the trash out. He's not taking care of anything around that house.
No, I don't think so.
Around anything.
No. Oh, man.
What was interesting about that to me is that eventually there are lots of pictures from Meri to Sam where either Mary's writing like, Mary Caroline Cooper on a piece of paper like she's like 14, Or there is a love letter that she wrote to Sam in a piece of notebook paper that she sent a picture of. And the catfish uses that and releases that stuff on the internet.
Yeah, because they want to establish, here's what I did for you. You do something like that for me.
Yes, it's all because you're going to reciprocate something that I did first, but then I'm never going to produce what I sent to you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use this stuff against you. You're helping me build my portfolio of screenshots that I'm going to use to ultimately blackmail you with.
I love Sam's assessment, though, of how it was a really good letter. Like, that was the main takeaway here. Trust me.
It was very romantic.
Real good. Like, top-notch romantic letter. Definitely. So anytime Sam's talking about this, or like the other people who are allegedly involved in stuff, and it's like, they're all Jackie. So it's just, it's so weird to me to just have all these different personas that you're like complimenting yourself and complimenting these elements that are, I don't know. I don't understand it personally. But
yeah, we'll have to call out all of the fake people as we go.
Yeah, there's going to be some. So we did run into some timeline issues. So aside from pretty much everything being bullshit about the just the speed that this is going, because like elements of truth, right? We've talked about that. You take an element of truth of something that did happen maybe around that time. Maybe Mary did mention, I'm going to go with Leon to Disneyland this weekend. So that was why she wasn't going to be able to text too much or something like that. You know, like if Mary
it could be as, I don't want to say innocent because, I mean, obviously this leads another place, but it doesn't mean that the catfish was there with her because they say that they were. Correct.
Well, yeah, and then that's where it's the fantasy elements that then mix with the real life stuff, but then everything's presented as fact. Honest truth, fact. And it's just like, no. If anything, this is corroborating a lot of things about like the nefarious intent that was there from the onset. There's a couple of different elements like that's becoming very clear.
So they claim that Leon is home from college and that they're going to Disneyland with Mary for like a weekend or something like that.
And Mary's idea was, since it is Disneyland, since it is a public place, you should come and hang out with us, Sam. You should, like, we should meet up in Disneyland. How great would that be?
Which again, I think elements of truth, this does eventually happen. We know that there's a picture.
Less than a week in, but like,
no,
yeah.
But there's a picture of Jackie
right
in Disney with Mary. And that's the trip where Mary realizes that Lindsay, who is supposed to be Sam's assistant and friend, is probably not who they're saying who they are. Right. And that it seems like maybe Sam might not even exist.
Yeah, definitely doesn't.
So now we're just plucking that and pulling it up to the month of March. What doesn't make sense here to me is that why is Leon home from school in the beginning of March?
It's an interesting thing because then I was like, I don't know, maybe spring break? Was it spring break or something? But
unless they started spring break early.
Yeah, like that would be too early because the catfish even says like Leon finished up a class. And so that's what you were checking on Westminster's schedule. Yeah. What the Westminstrels were up to at this time.
I read a lot of press releases from the Westminstrels back in 2015.
So what was it? Okay, spring break wasn't until mid-March, and then commencement was May 9th. But the catfish is saying this is March 6th, the day after Leon arrives home. So that doesn't match up. Like, Leon would have still been at school.
For like another week.
For another week or
10
so.
10 days, something like
roughly.
That.
So that doesn't add up. That sounds weird. But then that's what spins off into, was this just a different meetup at a different time? Now we're just going to fabricate some of the real elements from that, pull that into this part, and then that's the way we'll build out this storyline. But there's a whole other thing that we shifted into ahead of that. There was like a Vegas meetup that happened before Disneyland even happened.
So we're supposed to believe that they started talking on March 1st on Twitter. The catfish was in Oklahoma City. Somehow within a couple of days, they make it from Oklahoma City back to a place in Vegas that they own that is very close by to where the Browns live.
Within blocks, minutes away from...
Again, the person who doesn't watch this show, Sister Wives, kind of DVRs it here and there, but also happened to be live tweeting the night of a finale of the show.
By happenstance.
Happens to live within a few blocks of these people who are on TV show that they watch and didn't know that. Who
knew? Who could have planned this? It's like it's destiny or something.
It's so far-fetched. The fact that Meri would believe that this person that she randomly met on the internet happens to live just a few blocks away.
Yeah.
At one of their multiple homes, because they claim that they have houses in all different places.
Well, it's Sam's $1 million condo home. Because, I mean, I call it a condo, but it's still $1 million home. Not to flex or anything.
Are there even $1 million condos over there in 2015?
I don't know. We'll have to double check. Yeah, we're gonna...
I'm sure I was gonna go look up the county website and like type in Cooper, and I was like, why am I even gonna do that? There's no fucking house.
There's not under that name.
They didn't live there ever. No. This was just to inspire hope in Meri that they would meet in person one day.
Okay, and then this is where it's like you get a little bit of truth and then a whole bunch of fantasy, a whole bunch of 50 Shades of Grey fan fiction stuff that devolves into this, okay? Because we're talking about Sam's like planning this Vegas trip. There's like a whole itinerary that's listed out for us where Sam is going from Oklahoma City, going to stop off in Denver to pick up his friend Mike. Big Mike? I don't know. That's who's playing it for this story, okay? The 90-Day Big Mike.
From
Remember
Natalie?
Big Mike? Yeah, Big Mike. So it's just going to be a lot of furrowed brow, squinting.
You guys
shrug.
are really missing out if you're not watching the video on Patreon right now.
A lot of the,
all the
that
faces.
face, those faces.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like Sam is in Oklahoma City. Sam's going to Denver to meet up with Mike, and then they're going to go to Vegas. This is all like on the route to Disneyland, because Disneyland's not in Vegas, guys. Disneyland's in fucking California. So
we're taking a lot of flights.
There's a lot of stuff. Okay.
Especially for someone who's a multi-millionaire. We're not taking a private jet.
How do you pick up someone when you're flying to the city that they live in, and then you are both flying to a different place? You're not picking anybody up. You're flying.
Why don't you just go to the same place?
Just go to Vegas and meet there.
Normally you would skip the step of stopping in Denver, which is taking you the total like different direction than the way that you needed to go, right?
If you had a layover there and then like got on the plane to Vegas, okay, that would kind of make sense. But that's not how they're describing it. They're talking about stopping off in Denver to pick up Mike. You don't pick somebody up in an airplane. Like if you were driving... You could swing by.
Maybe he did. He's also apparently
not a
on
pilot.
Pan Am.
Yeah, he's...
Well, he's using the pilot's photos, isn't he? Is that true, guys? You have to tell me, because I heard there was confusion where Meri thought that one of the pictures looked like him, but then ultimately it was like, oh, that wasn't a picture that the catfish used.
Well, then that was still like the awakening point for her, though?
Maybe it was. I'm sure the catfish sent lots of pictures that we never saw.
Well, yeah, probably. So there might have been something that popped up that Meri had gotten her rocks off to, and she was like, whoa,
that's familiar to me.
This is strange to see this out in the wild.
Intimately familiar with this photo.
Desperately familiar with this. So I just don't like the verbiage of what was used for like that routing.
I know, that's really upsetting you.
It doesn't make any sense. So like it would make sense if you were driving, but like,
why are you an adult and you have to meet your friend at the airport?
Picking somebody up at an airport to fly, to like hold their hand and fly with them to Vegas, which then you guys are going to continue on to Disney, which you'll probably fly to for that. So like, what are we doing? I don't know. So there's a lot of stuff that's being left out. Not a lot of description on that. Not making sense. And Mike is tagging along for this entire trip to go to Disneyland when Meri's bringing Leon. So like, is Mike underage or something? Like, is Mike a child?
Oh.
Is Mike
quite
an
the
unaccompanied
accusation, Corey.
minor? Yeah, like what are we talking about here? Because there's something weird too on the return trip. It's the same thing where it was like I had to fly Mike back to Denver. Why can't Mike get on a plane alone?
Okay, I think that the catfish had to invent a story as to why they were going from where they lived in Oklahoma City. This was to Mary,
Right.
why they needed a story of like, how come they're now all of a sudden going to Vegas
Yeah.
when it didn't sound like that was something that was talked about at first. And
He's
now
had
it's
a
like, oh, I live
condo.
around the block from you.
He's had a condo since 3 or 4 years before you guys moved in to the cul-de-sac. So
I'm like pretty established.
you
my
moved into
part-time
Sam's
multi-million
neighborhood.
dollar condo.
Yeah, multi. Yeah. So like, I don't know. Whatever. So we get to, they're in Vegas. These two imaginary people are in Vegas. Sam and Mike are buying groceries in Vegas to take back to the $1 million condo. And
Because they're going to stay there for like less than 24 hours. So
you
they
need
also need groceries.
Yeah. And then also Mike wants to go check out the strip. So Mike's not underage. I don't know why Mike can't fly on a plane by himself.
But he can go gambling on the strip.
But he's going to go gamble on the strip. He's going to go check it out, sightsee a little bit, see what's going on. Sam is giving a little bit of information to Mary where he's divulging like the subdivision, but not saying the exact street address. He doesn't want to give away too much information because it's not real. Of like where this condo is.
I bet you he was worried that Mary would try to drive by.
Yeah.
I wonder if like the address that he ended up giving her was another gated community, because like how the Browns cul-de-sac was gated.
Yeah.
So that way she like can't drive in.
In theory, yeah. There are ways.
We did do that.
We did do that.
I mean, you just follow someone
Kinda,
closely.
Yeah, you get in there.
But they must have been leaking information slowly to her to see like, all right, is this the point where she's going to figure this out?
Well,
Is she going to maybe look up some property records and find out that I'm not a real person?
I think that was why stay away from
An actual
direct
address.
street address, because it's going to be too much information. Because then Mary is realizing, oh, yeah, we're like blocks away from each other. You're super close. I could walk to you. We could walk to each other. Like Sam's trying to be excited about it too. And then I think realizes at one point that, oh my God, I think Mary's trying to like come over.
Uh-huh.
Mary is trying to drive here.
And that's a problem because
That's a problem.
Sam isn't actually in
Sam's not
Vegas.
there. Sam doesn't exist. So like this is going to be big problem for me. So then Sam starts going like overtly sexual with the communication of, if you get here, we'll get to kissing then, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to control myself being around you, Mary.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Mary has to be like, oh, well, I'm not coming over then.
Yeah,
so
let's
like
not meet up. Now that seems like not a good idea.
Seems like not a good idea. That seems like a bad idea now. So
that's so true, though. I didn't think about that while reading. That is like
flip.
An ideal like catfish
I have
scenario
to scare her off now.
of like, oh, I'm doing a little too well that she's trying to actually meet with me. I have to come up with a reason why we can't do that.
Have to have her back off, but also it still
scare
adds
her a little bit.
Yes, make it scary, make it a little too real, where then she backs off on her own. Because if you're like, no, don't come over right now,
Yeah,
my friend Mike
excuse.
is passed out on the couch or so. Like, no, that's not believable. That's not going to work.
Gotta fly Mike somewhere
I
else today.
I gotta hold Mike's hand while we fly back to Denver. That doesn't make sense.
Somebody, if you listen to all of Mary's voicemails, because I did a really long time ago, they're still online in some places, like on YouTube and like SoundCloud, but I know the Catfish had them on their website when they had a website that functioned and had all this evidence laid out. I do remember listening to one where I think Mary was saying like she was walking like this scenario.
Yeah.
But now I'm not like, I'm questioning myself. I'm like, is it just that I read it in this book?
Or like, yeah, the text that was used for like the description of Mary's text to them. And it was like, that might have been a voicemail.
But if there is a voicemail that corroborates this, doesn't mean it happened in the time frame that they said it did.
Right.
But I would love to have that voicemail to add to the catfish timeline, guys.
Because there's always, again, the elements of truth and then ramped up by fiction, which we see happen drastically here. Because then, this was the...
Meri starts sending Tumblr pics. She's deep on Tumblr.
Yeah. There's like, I'm 14 and this is deep, sort of like love memes that they're sending to each other.
You were all I could think about today.
Little
typewriter. Little typewriter.
Font, love note thing that she found on Tumblr probably. And so that's what Meri's sending to Sam. So these are all like the trophies that Sam has of like all these nice things that Meri was sending me.
But in the book, it's just the JPEG like pasted in of the actual image, not like a full text.
So did Meri send that? I don't know. Can't say for sure.
Did we go look up these quotes and think like, oh, this fits into my story well? Or is this something that the catfish has on hand that they send to people when they're catfishing them?
Did they find Robin's Pinterest board and it was just on one of those?
Things directly out of there.
We're plucking stuff out of there now.
That would have been diabolical because all of us would have then been on Robin's Pinterest and found these things.
Yeah, because then that's the other like, like breadcrumb sort of stuff that happens too. Because when we were reading the foreword and the first episode that we did here, and there was like the name that was listed out, which was like one of Christine's relatives' names, like the Allred name.
Yes, thank you. Someone sent us a message about that. Yeah. And said like her aunt, what's her aunt's name? Kristen?
Remember. Yeah.
That's not her real first name.
Right.
So it's possible that the foreword was supposed to look like it was written by Christine's aunt.
Or, to at least just...
allude
to that. So then that way there's just like all these different things that like make the family nervous, basically, that are sprinkled in there. So I think that would have been diabolical to pull stuff from Robin's Pinterest and keep that in there.
Yeah.
I don't know if Robin would have made that connection though. There's a lot of boards. There's a lot of pins.
See, there was a lot of
boards,
a lot of stuff about manifesting money.
Yeah.
I don't know how that fits into the love story, really.
Different. Yeah.
It did fit into Cody and Robin's love story, but...
Yes. What was going on with the catfish talking about... There was like a car lie that they were going through, too, where it was like, oh, I had a car now because I had a friend drive my car to the airport in Vegas and leave a key under the mat so that me and Big Mike could like drive home from the airport. What?
I don't know. Because they're having to explain the fact that they have all of this stuff to get them around, even though they don't actually live in Vegas.
Yeah.
None of this is stupid. Like, this isn't real.
Have you ever driven
also,
to
if you're that rich, just go rent a car.
Have you ever driven to the Las Vegas airport? Don't do that.
No, I have not.
Don't drive in Vegas. Don't do that.
That's why they had to move, right?
Must have been.
That's why they had to move before the football stadium.
Yeah. But just in general, don't do that. Yeah. Don't do that. It felt like overtly, like when people are lying and then they'll come up with like tremendously specific, detailed information that has nothing to do
it's like no
with
one asked for this.
Anything. Didn't help the story, did not add to the validity here. You're trying too hard, and it's too apparent that you're trying to convince me that, yes, this is legitimate. I have friends who drive my car to the airport and leave the keys under the mat for me. I don't believe you. I don't believe that any of those people are real. I don't believe that you have a car in Vegas. I don't believe any of that.
It was also weird that it sounds like this is supposed to be like a guy's weekend, and then it quickly escalates into like an intimate encounter between the catfish and Meri.
Okay, so yeah, they were talking about kissing one another, and then Meri backs off. So like that's enough to scare Meri off where she's not coming over. Initially.
But then she comes back for more.
But then she comes to her senses here a little bit, I guess. No, this was the point.
Well, because the catfish promised just one kiss.
Just one.
Just one kiss.
Right. yeah, obviously, like we'll be able to control ourselves.
Even though I said that I wasn't gonna be able to control myself, which is why you walked home. But
Which is why, you
I
went home.
swear I've like worked it out
No,
within the past 8 to 12 hours.
We'll definitely be okay. We'll definitely be okay. And then, here's the
She
problem.
sends another Tumblr pic.
Oh, no.
The intimacy of the almost touch is oftentimes more powerful than the touch itself.
Right. Okay. So that's what we're allegedly
She wants
saying.
to be teased.
That was the follow-up here. And then, so Sam then has to get rid of Big Mike and just hands him $100 bill and says, go to the strip. That's not going to last very long, first of all. But, okay, Mike's out of the house now for about an hour. And then Mary's like, that works out great because Leon's favorite spot to go is Denny's. It's the best place in town. I don't know if you've heard of it. And that usually takes about an hour.
So we've got 60 minutes or less.
60 minutes, but it's only going to take 5 minutes to walk over. So that's good. It's 5 minutes over, 5 minutes back. We got 50 minutes to ourselves here.
Yeah, again, this is, come on. You're trying to explain away why you were able to make this happen, even though you have other people who could have easily caught you.
There's a point in the description of what's happening where my red flag goes off immediately because this is getting good. I know. I couldn't believe it here. Right now you're thinking to yourself, what happens next? Well, let me tell you what happened. I don't believe a fucking word of what anything happened after you interject as the narrator in the story in that. This is fucking fiction.
Okay, I don't think that the catfish can resist trying to tell us what to think.
Yeah.
Because they're so used to manipulating and influencing other people that even as they're trying to write a book, they can't help themselves but to do that.
They're still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
They're still doing it. So there's all sorts of this exchange about the things that Sam was saying to Mary. Let me make love to you. I want to claim your body. It's just weird. Weird verbiage, weird exchanges that are going back and forth here. None of this is real. None of this is actually happening. I don't buy it for a second.
No, and I want to be very clear as far as I don't really like repeating this stuff that's in here. And actually, I was worried that the catfish was going to go into extreme detail about
Mary's anatomy and stuff.
Yeah, just anything that had to do with them having sex.
Yeah.
Luckily,
sight, sound, smells. It's all the senses.
They do not.
Luckily,
do that.
they're not that good at writing. Yeah, yes. They didn't really go.
They couldn't really figure out how to craft a sex scene. So
it's the hardest scenes to film, to write. It's tough to make them believable.
But
guys.
I do want to compare this to revenge corn.
Oh,
and I'm purposely saying the wrong words, guys. I feel like that's kind of what this is in trying to embarrass somebody.
I mean, that's definitely what the banana pick was. So.
Yeah. By talking about the details of an intimate relationship that you're claiming that you had with them and putting it in a book like this.
Right.
And the intention is to embarrass Mary. So really the focus of this is us talking about how ridiculous the story is that the catfish wrote.
Yeah.
Not reading it, repeating it
also,
for the purpose of making Mary look bad.
It's not real. It's fake.
No.
This is so fake.
This is not a real human being. This is not a person who was in Las Vegas. This is all made up.
Yeah. And the interesting part too was, those references out to, have you ever seen a movie or a TV show when somebody says, I'm coming over, and then the other person starts running around in all directions, doesn't even know what to do first? Yeah, we know. Well, just like how your school story is based on Pink Floyd's The Wall and Matilda. Yes, everything is just a reference out from something else that you've watched or seen in pop culture media.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We do know exactly what you're talking about. So those types of things too is just leading to the banging. Okay. That's what we're getting to here, is that they came together at that moment. And that was where it was just of course, Sam's respectful, doesn't kiss and tell.
Right. I'm not going to get into the details because
I could get sued.
The whole rest of this book is designed to make Meri mortified.
Yeah.
But I'll leave out the details. I'll just tell you about how good it was.
Oh, yeah. My favorite quote was, "This was the beginning of our sex life, and it was really, really good."
No, I liked where he was like, afterwards, I did dance around the room a little bit.
Okay, that I believe, because I think, like, based on the texts, like, when things were clicking and working, I think that was the grain of truth, is there was a moment of, the catfish is like, oh, Meri loves me. Yeah, so, like, that was one of those real elements applied to a completely fictionalized
But not
setting.
after they banged it out.
Not after they banged.
Time.
No. That's not the truth.
That didn't
the
happen.
emotion that's attached to that moment is being projected from something that was real onto a completely fake scene that's being established.
I had whispered quietly to her, "I love you, Meri," afterwards. And she just sighed and said, "Say it again, Sam."
No, I don't think so. I don't think that happened. It didn't happen.
It does read exactly like someone whose only understanding of like an intimate relationship is based on movies and television.
"Play it again, Sam" is a quote from Casablanca, which is like one of those staple romance movies. So just throwing that out there as a reference point.
I do keep looking up quotes and trying to see if they're pulled directly from like another piece of media or even slightly inspired by it, but I haven't found anything yet.
Okay.
But I am checking that.
We're bound to, I mean, we're bound to hit some plagiarism at some point here, definitely. Okay, so that was the Vegas bang trip, allegedly. Definitely not real.
Right, so Sam flew from Oklahoma City to Denver, back to Vegas with Mike, and they've been here for just a few short hours. In that time, he has managed to get rid of Mike for an hour, hooked up with Meri, and now the next day, they're all heading to Disneyland separately.
But like separately, but together. But definitely Mike and Sam, because they can't exist without each other.
Well, now he has to bring this figment of his imagination along with him.
It's hard.
Much like in The Walking Dead with the baby. Remember, what was the baby's name?
I don't know.
Guys, the little girl?
Little ass kicker.
Yes.
Was what Daryl named her. And that's all I remember.
Where then they like wrote themselves into a corner and they just didn't know what to do with her.
Most screenwriters, especially for TV shows, babies are a big responsibility. So PSA on that. Weeds, Walking Dead. It's like babies, just like in real life. That baby that you are bringing into this script that you're going to play up for this storyline, you got to know where you're going with that. There's going to be a whole other person that's involved in this story now. Like Mike. Because now Mike is...
He's got to walk Mike all over the park with him.
Can Mike fly back to Denver on his own? No. That is impossible. That's not going to happen. A grown man flying from Vegas to Denver on his own? Get out of here. He's coming to Disney with me.
So Meri and Leon drive to Disney.
Okay.
And then Sam and Mike fly to Disney.
Of course they flew. Yeah.
And they end up in the park at the same time. And Meri spends the day ditching Leon at any opportunity that she can find.
Sneaking away.
And they're both kind of doing that because also Sam is ditching Mike.
No, because then, well,
not in every instance, but
because Meri met Mike allegedly too. No, Meri did not meet Mike. Does not. Well, I mean, unless you're counting, Meri met Jackie. So, did you meet Mike? Kind of.
Maybe Mike is Lindsay, who is Jackie.
In a
who
way,
is Sam.
There is a kind of loophole. You did sort of meet all of these people who are in my imagination as the writer, but not really. So it's like, they're finding their moments to slip away and bang in the Disneyland park at every opportunity that they get.
Did I miss that?
Is that what was going on? I thought that was what.
Did you add that in? Is that a flourish of your own?
Maybe.
Because they end up leaving the park early, Meri and Leon.
Because
Leon's
great.
like, I don't feel good.
Well,
at one point, Meri had to get Leon a Band-Aid. That was an important part of the story. That's how they met at the first aid station.
Right.
How Sam was able to find Meri.
Yeah.
And then they leave early and Sam chases them to the gate, but is not fast enough. And so you get this vision of this Almost like a movie.
It's a movie moment.
Where the love of your life is about to walk out of the Disney park.
Yeah.
And you don't know the next time you're going to see her again, but you were just too slow to
Arrivals
run
and
to the gate behind her.
departures. Yeah, it was a mix-up. You were at the wrong gate, and you missed her by just a couple minutes. Sort of a dejected moment there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seen it 100 times. Yeah.
That's why they didn't write the sex scene.
It's tough. It would have been just as clunky and just as cliche.
Mary and Leon start driving back to Vegas, and Mary switches seats with Leon. Leon starts driving. So this is how we excuse away the fact that Mary's able to text the whole time that she's in the car.
Right.
And she sends another Tumblr pic.
Yep.
This is all she has a lot of these quotes saved in her phone. You are not a match. You're a goddamn wildfire, is what this one says.
And then Mary had to flee from a wildfire in Arizona.
That's
Remember
true.
that? Is that the karmic justice?
The poetic irony of it all. Yeah.
Man, yeah. Didn't see that coming. That was a twist.
I feel like all of these images that are being sent back and forth with the quotes are like what Cody means when he says that he and Chanel had a renaissance when they were in Vegas. I feel like it was like this.
Is Cody the catfish guard? Have we got? Okay, we're still inconclusive. Inconclusive on that. We'll leave that one up there. But no, I think it's just, Pinterest is a big part of this relationship. 90% of this relationship
Tumblr
is hinging on Pinterest and Tumblr
Twitter.
right now. Yeah, a lot of that going on right now.
Like, this is somebody who spends a lot of time on the internet.
You know what the other tell was for me with Sam not being real and Mike not being real, and then the author who's writing this through Sam's perception definitely being a woman, was the way that it was described that Mike was mad at me in the park for ditching him
that
repeatedly. Mike was mad at me.
Yes, he did make that clear 2 times that Mike was mad at me for that. I thought you were going to say that Mike was upset that he didn't get to ride more rides. He was
too.
I can't leave early.
That's what I'm saying. Is Mike, who is Mike? Who is Mike as a person who can go on the Vegas Strip with $100 and kill an hour, and then also on this boys trip
is totally on board to
impulse.
Change the entire plan.
We're going to Disneyland on an impulse to go there to meet up with my long distance girlfriend
who actually lives around the block.
Who lives, I don't know why we're going 2 states away when we're 5 minutes away from each other right now, but we can't spend time together. So we have to go to Disneyland to do this in public so that way we're not breaking any rules. And then, Big Mike's getting big mad because I don't get to ride as many rides because you guys are off canoodling and stuff.
It really ruined my day at Disney.
Yeah. Not the happiest place on earth. The most frustrating place on earth. I'm very upset.
So then Mary sends a text that says, "Thank you for making the sacrifice to fly so far. I wish we were alone today for you to pull me into your embrace, to kiss my neck and run your fingers through my hair as you wrap your arms lovingly and passionately around me. I do love you, Sam."
Bullshit. None of that. I don't think Mary typed any of that. I feel like Mary types in 3-word text.
I don't think Mary likes fingers in her hair.
I don't think she does.
Right? Do you get the vibe?
I do get that. I don't think she wants anything around her neck. Like some other people I know. Nothing on the neck.
That's why she cuts her hair so short now.
Yeah. Keep it out of there.
Trauma response.
It's just, it's an impulse thing. It's, you don't want that.
So the important part of that is that's the first time that Mary professes her love in return to Sam. So now it's official. To
which the author then interjects again for us and says, "I know. Wow is what I thought as soon as I read that also. Wow. This was the very first time she said, 'I love you' to me."
Wow.
It
is with the Owen Wilson. Wow.
Wow. This is just another point where it's it's very clearly this is the catfish writing the book, because this is not a real person. Sam's not a real person. And so to interject of this fake line of what you're saying Mary texted you, not real.
Well, yeah, I don't like that it's like they're trying to emphasize it. So now that makes it feel like there's probably not a lot of truth behind it because you really want to get the point across that you wanted me to focus on that.
Yeah.
So that's weird.
Wow.
Is there such a thing as passionate plutonic love?
Plutonic, which we had to keep that in. Plutonic love. Yes. I mean, if you're a certain rock formed in a geological location. That's the definition.
You put the definition of plutonic in
Plutonic is relating to or denoting igneous rock formed by solidification at considerable depth beneath the Earth's surface, or it's relating to the underworld or the god Pluto. Mm-hmm. And I think what they were going for was platonic love, which is just affectionate, but not sexual.
How are you having platonic love if you guys have had sex?
If you banged, that's not platonic. Maybe it is plutonic. Then, I don't know. Plutonic is something different. So, can there be plutonic love? Not if you're fucking. Yeah. So, that answers that question. If you're pitching platonic love.
You made me so uncomfortable when you said that for some reason.
You're welcome.
I'm really trying hard to like not picture the fake image that they're trying to like generate for us all of Mary being like so into this.
You know what's weird? Like my mental image for these characters involved, like Mary's real. Mary's a person. We have a lot of images.
Is it the cover of Something's Gotta Give?
No. Okay. No, it's just like a weird 3D space that's all like 2D rendered graphics that are just like burp, 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 burp. Like it's all blocky and like not fully formulated in my head because that's all you're getting. You're getting like really minute details that are like cranked to 11 and then everything else is just a fucking blur. So I don't know. Yeah, it's just like a weird like Minecraft sort of graphics of like these blocky people walking around, and then Mary's there interacting with them, being like, "Oh, this is so real. Great."
You can't.
I can't even.
You can't even imagine it.
I'm not clocking it. Yeah.
When you read a book, do you like imagine? Do you see pictures?
I'll like see the scene as like a movie or like as a TV show that's happening. But usually it's like if it's a real person, then you can kind of visualize that too. Or I know it's lame too, but like usually I'll read a book after I've seen the movie, so then I do have like a visual representation of like the character. So then I have an idea for what that looks like. Because sometimes there's not that description, and you just kind of fill that in. Like there is that ambiguity through most fiction writing, is where it's left up to the reader to kind of
use your imagination.
Yeah, use your imagination. Okay.
Hold on. So I'm just thinking about
Pluto.
We take a hard turn because this chapter then like gets weird in that Sam goes out of his way to brag about how attractive he is and how he regularly has women like stop him out in public to tell him how attractive he is.
Okay. I mean, I can't disprove this necessarily because like I've never had that happen. So is that because I am an ugly man? Probably. But like,
I don't really think that this happens. Like, again, this is the catfish thinking of like women being catcalled or something. Yeah. And then trying to like apply it to himself.
Yeah. Women tell me that a lot when I'm out in public.
I don't have a big ego. I just have women tell me frequently
like
that I am an attractive man.
Me.
They have my entire life. It's just always been like that.
Yeah. There's just every time I go outdoors, so I don't go outside very much. It's because it's just there's always women who are like, "Oh, you're so attractive. Oh my god, marry me." You know, and it's just it's exhausting.
It's hard for me.
It's a big inconvenience, is what it is.
Do you believe that if Mary actually had sex with somebody who was that attractive, that she would have gone back to that house in the cul-de-sac and shut up about it?
No, absolutely not. Definitely not. No way.
And he's rich.
Allegedly.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, right.
In theory.
But like the whole story that this person has crafted of themselves, what would be the negative? Also, why wouldn't she just leave Cody? Because if you're going to run off into the sunset with this guy, it's not like you need the show money.
It's like you got a road paved in gold leading you off into the sunset. But it's because it's not real. None of this is real. None of this happened. None of this is actually... Because then now we're talking fan fiction theories on top of fan fiction theories. Because then Mary's asking Sam, I don't know about Mike, though. Can you trust Mike? Is Mike going to squeal?
So we need to do something about Mike.
Because, what is this going to turn into?
I'm working on breaking open Cody's supplements and filling them with arsenic.
I've been slowly.
Do you need...
Yeah.
Does what kind of supplements does Mike take? Is there anything that... How are we going to have to take care of him? And he's like...
well, he usually busts out the airborne after his flights.
Right.
That's usually the main supplement.
I do have to spoon feed Mike in addition to flying him from place to place.
Mike's arms don't work. That's why I have to fly with him.
He said that Mike's bitten him in the backside before, but he won't this time.
Not this time. Mike's a good guy. Big Mike?
Mike, he's fucked me over before. but I promise,
time.
I'm now having an affair with a woman on reality TV who's got a whole nother family. I trust that secret with him.
He should be fine with this level of information. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. But I guess allegedly Mary's only response was that she would like to bite Sam on the backside, which calls into question, did they do sex right? Even in Sam's head, Sam's imaginary head?
Okay, but why is this the one text where I was like,
That might have been her. That sounds like our girl.
That could have been her.
It could have been. Yeah. But Mike's not real. And they didn't meet up at Disney, right? Like with Mike?
No, if Mike existed,
no.
Where is he?
No,
Where's Mike with his tell-all book?
I'm waiting for Mike in Act 3 of this book to come out of the woodwork and then does bite Sam in the backside somehow. That'll be the big twist, you guys.
Let's see if we ever hear from Mike again.
Probably
I feel like there's going to be a lot of disposable characters.
Yeah, because it's just...
are these random friends who pop up and then we never hear from them again?
Because it was like, Mike. Oh, I meant Lindsay, though. But I already published it as Mike. We'll just go with that. We'll just stick to it.
Find and replace.
Yeah.
Lindsay's with the mics in chapter 2.
Oops.
So now Mary invites him to go on a 6-hour drive with her each way. She's going to go to Utah. And she wants some company. But that's where the catfish is going to draw the line. Because, that seems like a lot. Now I'm going to be this secret. Now you're going to take me back to your hotel room, wherever you're staying in Utah, and I have to hide in the room
I have to just,
while
wait
you go
around.
to your meetings and, hang out with your family?
I have so much to do. I have to take Mike back to Denver. I'm really busy.
That was his excuse.
That was the excuse.
I can't do that because I do need to escort Mike home.
Why can't Big Mike get on a plane by himself? This is so weird. What is wrong with you?
Because that's convenient to the story. I have to come up with a reason for why I'm not available to suddenly drive to Utah.
Because it's devastating to my case.
Exactly.
That's why. Oh, that's what's going on. So, okay.
Can you play us out with Dirty Little Secret by All American Rejects?
Oh, no. We don't have the rights to that. Everybody,
pretend we did it.
Okay, everybody go to YouTube real quick and then type that in the search bar. Okay, hold on. We'll give you a minute to get there. You're going through. You probably have to watch 45 ads. It's something else that's going on. But yeah, you type that in, and then you're going to hit play on that for the last couple seconds here, last couple minutes of the podcast, because it'll kick in with the intro there. So you should be getting there right about now for Dirty Little Secret.
We've gotten 9 days into the month of March.
Ow!
And we're still not anywhere near the end of chapter 2.
No, chapter 2's only March. We just front loaded this entire relationship, and we haven't gotten to any of the weird manipulation stuff that is very clearly evident through the voicemails. So we're going to have to see how this goes, because it seems like they moved all the good stuff up to the front here to get you really wrapped up and invested in it.
Yeah.
And then you keep reading. So that seems to be the main play here. But next week, we're going into part 3 of chapter 2, Mary's solo trip to Utah, where it seems like they already start talking about their future together, the future that Mary sees with Sam, which probably doesn't look like a Minecraft blocky 2D, 3D environment like what's going on in my head.
No, I think it's a little more magical and pure fantasy.
Definitely going on.
I am enjoying this book, which I hate about it.
Yeah, there's there's so much to go through. Every single page is just full of lies, and so it's hard to follow.
Help us sort through the lies, guys. Over on Patreon, we're having the catfish investigation. We have forums over on Discord for you to participate in, to chat about the evidence that you have been able to find. You can send us DMs, but not links, because we're not clicking any links.
Nope. No catfish links.
And we've got changes that have happened over on Patreon. So if you are interested, you want to check that out, see what new benefits there are. We have video episodes exclusively over on Patreon. And we have things going on over on our other podcast, Surviving Reality.
Surviving Reality. We just wrapped up season 4 of the U.S. version of The Traitors at the end of last week. What a reveal. We haven't watched it yet.
I always get sad when The Traitors ends, though.
We haven't technically watched it at the time of recording this, but we're gonna. I bet it's gonna be good, right? Couldn't believe what happened, you guys. And then we've got Secret Lives of Mormon Wives coming back on March 12th. So we're going to be
Mom Talk is back.
Diving back into Mom Talk. And then, believe it or not, you guys, 7 Little Johnstons is coming back on March 17th on Trent's birthday.
I am so excited about this.
We're trying to get screeners.
We know, we've confirmed. We're
we
getting
got
them. We're getting them.
Good.
So we are definitely going to be covering the new season.
It's happening. It's happening, you guys. So we're going to cover the new one, even though Anna said that she's not going to be filming for this season. Season 17.
That Amber's not going to be able to stop mentioning Anna's name, even if she's not part of it.
So we're kind of going like the Plathville route, where we're just here to hold the parents accountable at this point. So we'll see how that plays out.
If you guys, you're obviously Sister Wives fans, since you're listening to this episode, I would think there's a good chance.
You'd have to be to get this far.
I think you're pretty far down the rabbit hole at this point.
Yeah.
If you have not watched 7 Little Johnstons, what are you doing?
Check it out.
It's another show that gives toxic family dynamics that, has the same feels as Sister Wives, where you're trying to figure out what they're presenting and what the truth of things is. I think you'll enjoy it.
I think it's right in there. Yeah, Sister Wives, Plathville adjacent stuff for like the family dynamic things. But if you like what you're hearing, if you like what you're hearing on the podcast and seeing from the content here now, if you're on Patreon or wherever, we're only doing it on Patreon. So that's it. You should be, hopefully. Let us know if you saw it anywhere else.
Place.
Yeah, we're going to have to cease and desist or something. No, I don't think so. But yeah, share the content, share the episode. If you like what you're hearing, let everybody know. Hey, Catfish Investigation, it's going on. Check it out. You don't want to miss it.
And leave us a nice written review. Somebody wrote a mean one.
Yeah, that hurt my feelings a little bit. It was a rough day too, and so then that didn't help.
He was having a rough day.
Yeah, that was a rough day. So, yeah.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.